Well, it's obviously Arsenal playing Man United down at what we call the MetLife Stadium down in USA, that is New York, in what might be what we call an Andre Onana debut for Manchester United. If you remember that Andre Onana was announced as a United player yesterday, and by the time that announcement was really made, he was across the Pacific to join his fellow teammates down in America, like he was wanted by Eric Ten Hag, and today he is going to head to take part into his training session, or first training session at Man United, and I'm going to bring you his footage in the next video. So welcome to United Matters channel. How are you guys, and where are you watching us from? I go by the names of Rock and David. Smash the like button, comment and share. If you're only watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. Let's see close to 300 likes. Smash this video, and don't forget to subscribe because we want to hit 15,000 subscribers before the end of this month. Now, Andre Onana is the talk about town, but he's not only the guy that you're talking about, but the return of Casemiro, Luke Shaw, Harry Maguire, Victor Lindelof, Alejandro Garnacho, Marcus Rashford, who else? Bruno Fernandes, close to 19 players that have not been playing into the two previous games that United have seen themselves win by 2-0 against Leeds and 1-0 against Lyon on Wednesday, are really going to get back into the team, and they're going to be up for selection by the manager of Man United. Absentees include Malacia Terrell. Is really out, and I think he's the only serious injury that we are having as the team of Manchester United. But the rest of the players are readily available, and they're ready to see to it that they take part into the first American tour game. Remember, in America, we are going to play 4 games. We are going to play 4 games in America, and that's what United is going to be all about, and everything is going to be okay. And our first game in America is against Arsenal. Remember, Arsenal have gone ahead to play 3 games. 1-1 draw against Watford, 1-1 draw against Newburgh in Germany, and they beat the MLS All-Stars by 5-0. And I'm not going to say this because I'm a United player, but a United fan, but when you look at the team that Arsenal was flaunting against all those teams, because those teams were really weak, it looks like Arsenal had not gone to what we call the take-off stage as far as their fitness is concerned, but they are going to face Man United, and it's a rivalry, you know it very well, and a rivalry doesn't have anything concerning a friendly. No friendly zone into this. It's really going to be a highly contested game. But when you put the 2 games we're gonna have to play in the preseason and weigh them with those of Arsenal, I think we're gonna head to have more strong games and more strong opponents, because I don't think Arsenal have had an opponent strong as Leeds. I think they have an opponent strong as Lyon, that is it. And the first strongest opponent they're going to face is Manchester United. That's why this is going to be the hugest test for them in this preseason before they take on Barcelona and fly back to London to play against Monaco. For United, in the US, we are going to play 4 games versus Arsenal, versus Wrexham, versus Real Madrid, and lastly, we'll close it up with Borussia Dortmund as we fly back to play against as we fly back to UK to play against Rennes and Atletico Bilbao. So that is it, all about Man United and the injuries, but the rest of the players are really available, and we anticipate that they are going to come in through and obviously start and lead the line for the club of Manchester United. There are some exciting players that most of you are really asking yourselves whether they are going to be in or not. Alvaro Fernandez, very huge ask from the fans. Mason Mount, Kobe Menu, Amad Diallo, Jordan Sancho, and very many others, because they've been really looking great in the previous 2 games we've gone ahead to play. Now, to me, I believe that this is going to be the predicted starting 11 for Man United. I know that most of you have your predicted starting 11s, but this is mine here onto the United Matters channel and the team that you work with here. I've gone ahead to come up with it and hope you guys really enjoy it. Now, according to me, I believe that United are going to play a system of 4-2-3-1, 4 defenders, 2 center backs and 2 full backs, a double pivot, 3 midfielders and 1 center forward to lead the line. Remember, for the previous 2 games we're going to hate to play, it was Sancho playing as a false nine, something that obviously limited his potential in these games. But I anticipate that with the presence of Rashford and the return of Anton Martial, United are going to be ready to push and see how they go on with it. Now, to me, I believe it's going to be a debut of Onana. He's going to start in goal for Man United, and there he is. So that means we are going to be having at least more threats from the first third of the pitch. He's a very good goalkeeper that improves on the press and obviously plays that ball. He helps out the build-up and is a reference every time a player feels like he's not safe with the ball. So I know Lisandro Martinez is going to enjoy this, and other players, especially those that play in the midfield. The right back, I think it's going to be maintained. That is Aaron Wan-Bissaka. He has shown that's going to hate to improve. He's turning into a press-resistant player, and he's comfortable with the ball, meaning that the more time he spends with Erik ten Hag, the more improvement he gets on his game. I've seen him in the previous 2 games we're going to hate to play, and Bissaka really looked a really jam, and I believe that next season, the Premier League pundits and we, the YouTubers, are going to come out and obviously put him into very many teams of the week. But the only thing he has to improve on is his final ball, or the end product to his game, because he flies well on that line, but the cross he brings in should be really perfect, because he rarely obviously gets into those areas. That's why Diego Delo, if he happens to obviously get back in that position, will be really ahead of Bissaka because of what Bissaka can't do when going forward. So left back with Malacia injured, then Luke Shaw has not yet played any minutes, and you cannot obviously bring in Luke Shaw to face Bukayo Saka, a player who's just gone ahead to obviously play 2 games in, and he's really trying to find his fitness. So I believe it's going to be Alvaro Fernandez. Has been really a very good player, and this is the test of Alvaro Fernandez, and I think it's the biggest test of his career ever since he's gone ahead to play this beautiful game of football. A stadium is going to be having close to 90,000 people watching, facing Bukayo Saka, a player who went ahead to put up 2 assists when Arsenal was beating the MLS by how many goals? The MLS by 5-0, and he went ahead to score against Nuremberg, meaning that he is in what we call a frightening form. So let's wait and see whether Alvaro Fernandez will close down Bukayo Saka, but I think he's going to start in through, and maybe Luke Shaw will come in through to play some 30 or 45 minutes in the second half. For Bissaka, he's going to be facing Martinelli or Trossard or Emily Smith-Rowe or Edin Ketia, according to how Mikel Arteta is going to front them. But I believe he's going to come with his strong side, because he knows what a loss to Man United means, and Bissaka, I think, can really control Martinelli very, very well. He's the best 1v1 defenders I've seen in the world. The central defense, I think, is going to be maintained as has been playing for the previous 2 games. That is Rafael Varane playing on the right side of the central defense, and Lisandro Martinez playing onto the left side of the central defense. They're going to be facing Gabriel Jesus from Arsenal, and I think they can defend him better, because Lisandro Martinez and Rafael Varane have formed a very good partnership that most people have not gone ahead to obviously give the best of respect that partnership really deserves. To me, I believe apart from the partnership of this guy, what is the name? Apart from the partnership of Saliba and Gabriel Magalhaes in the Premier League, I think no other really had a better partnership than this Lisandro Martinez and Varane guy. They've had a very good partnership, and I think most of you have always gone ahead to obviously show up and appreciated it. So as we reciprocate, we need more people to go ahead and reciprocate. We need more people to come up and obviously reciprocate more onto this center back partnership, because people have tried to obviously take off some of their flowers and do's and obviously giving them to David De Gea, that they found themselves in a situation of really playing well because of David De Gea, and David De Gea has gone ahead to make saves. But do you know the number of blocks that these people have gone ahead to make? And I think Onana is really going to keep even more clean sheets than David De Gea next season. I think I can even keep 20. Why? I don't think that Andre Onana is ever going to hate to play for a team that has a solid defense like this of Lisandro Martinez and Rafael Varane. So I think Lisandro Martinez is going to enjoy a lot because he's a press-resistant player. Same applies to Varane, playing well from the back. Even Alvaro Fernandez and Andre Onana does that day, night, and evening. So that is it, and I think the back four is really going to stay the same, and the huge change is going to be the goalkeeper. Remember, it has always been Dean Henderson. Sorry, it has always been Tim Heaton and Cavara, but Cavara is going to be loaned back to Czech Republic, and there comes Andre Onana into the goal. Now, the double pivot. I think Casemiro is going to come into the mix to play into the central defensive midfield in this double pivot, and for the very first time, we are going to see Casemiro play against Arsenal. Remember, the first game, he just came in through and obviously played some limited minutes, but this time round, I think he's starting this beautiful game of football in the MetLife Stadium in New York, and that means we are going to see that battle into the midfield of Casemiro with Mason Mount tussling it out with Declan Rice, Partey, and Odegaard. That is it. So there also comes the captain of Man United, that is Bruno Fernandes, to play as a central attacking midfielder. But I think Bruno and Mason Mount are going to be exchanging these roles in a 4-2-3-1 because Bruno has shown us that he can play well as a number 8 in the previous games, and maybe Erik ten Hag is obviously trying to push Bruno into the number 8 position and obviously maybe take Mason Mount into the number 10 position. And tomorrow we are really going to see which position did Erik ten Hag sign Mason Mount to play. But I think he's supposed to be playing any of these two positions, either as a double pivot alongside Casemiro or a central attacking midfielder. So tomorrow we are really going to see lots of things coming in from Erik ten Hag. And Mason Mount is going to be having a lot of pressure because for the very first time he's going to be playing and starting the game when a player like Eriksson is on the bench. Is on the bench. The likes of Kobe Menu are going to be on the bench and obviously trying to go out and really put up the best of bargain for his position, because for Erik ten Hag it doesn't matter how much he went ahead and really bought you. If you cannot meet the standards he has really gone ahead to request from you, then he'll bring in a player that has obviously gone ahead to obviously show up what he is all about. So to me, I really feel blessed and I feel okay see to it that we are having such healthy competition in the team, because each and every time you see quality competition in your team, you just get to know that there is some good work that's going to have to be done by your manager, and he needs to be hailed and given his flowers. Now, let's go to the right attacking side of the midfield. I believe this guy is coming in through. This guy is coming in through to start. That is Amad Diallo. It's a time for him to prove to the manager, and for Anthony, he doesn't need to prove a lot because he's a player who played the season and obviously showed us what he can get us. And Amad Diallo, having been so much important in the two games we went ahead to win against Leeds and Lyon, this is the game he needs to show us that he's ready to be a player to compete with Anthony into that position. So I understand Amad Diallo is going to be played into that position of the right attacking side of the midfield and is going to be facing Jakub Kiwior. When you look at how he plays, I think he can take off any left back because of his being press resistant, skillful, and he has a very good skill set that can go or that can enable him cook or go or skip past any player into that position. So wait and see how he's going to go ahead and really feature, but I'd love to see him start in that position. The left attacking side of the midfield, I think it's going to be shirt number 25 of Man United, that is Jadon Sancho. He has been played as a false number 9 in the previous two games, and he is the game that's going to have to come to it that Jadon Sancho is being played in one of the positions where he thrives better. So I anticipate Sancho is going to be played as a left attacking forward because he has some 90 minutes already in his legs, and Garnacho has not yet played any minute, and I think he'll be brought on to play in some 30 minutes. That is it for Alejandro Garnacho. And who is leading the line? I think with Erik ten Hag ready to really attack fully, I think it's going to be Marcus Rashford. And it might either be Marcus Rashford or what is the name of the guy? Or Anton Martial, depending on his fitness levels. If at all Martial is fit, we anticipate that he's going to start, and Marcus Rashford will come in through and obviously play off the left. So if Martial is fit, I see Marcus Rashford start off the bench. That's it, and he'll come in and play in the second half. So that's the predicted starting 11 of Man United. But even if Erik ten Hag decides to go to a 4-3-3 system, that means we'll have Casemiro in a single pivot with Bruno and Mason Mount on either side. So that's how I believe you're going to stand. But remember, the 2 times Erik ten Hag is going to hate to meet with Arteta, he beat him 3-1, and also Arteta beat Erik ten Hag by 3-2 at the Emirates. You remember that fixture very well, where they scored that goal in the dying minute. So United is going to be up with Arsenal, and I anticipate that it's going to be a 3-3 draw. That is it. I just see a high-scoring fixture. That is it. A draw, but a win can go either sides, because when you look at the quality of these players, it really calls in for a lot to see to it that they come out and obviously show up what they exactly have. This is going to be a very huge game, and whoever wins it is going to be really celebrating on winning it. And Arsenal fans are charged, United fans are charged, America, New York is obviously doing the needful, and the game has already sold out. 82,500 people have already got into the stadium, and I trust me, they can even make sales worth. They can even sell tickets to 90,000, because a stadium that fits 82,500 people, 82,500 people can capacitate more 7,000 people into that stadium, because spaces are still there. So guys, your thoughts on to Arsenal versus Manchester United. That has been my match preview and the predicted starting 11. Feel free to go into the comment section. Tell me what your thoughts are. Tell me what your thoughts are about this game. I predict a 3-3 draw between United and Arsenal, but you can as well tell me what your thoughts are about this beautiful game of football. I sign out for now. See you later. I cover you all in the precious blood of Jesus Christ. My Muslim viewers and subscribers, Juma Kareem, and may Allah go far away from doing, may Allah go far in doing or meeting your endeavors. Ciao, ciao.